who's famous for many reasons. Tony Nash, equally famous for many reasons. And our youngster in the crowd, Glennis Reed, whose work is right there, his white friends. Baby girl, right. And then our everywhere, all the time, forever, Kai Akwibe, and Mr. Ron Tarver, Professor Tarver, and then Farrellyn Dove, poetess and photographer,
playwright,
and playwright,
and actress and writer,
and Mr. Fred Floyd, So and the Scribe founding director Louis Bassani.
And the curator Gary Small.
Thank you. Well, the exhibition, so aptly named, Philadelphia Through New Eyes by Karen gave us the name actually. Good. So thank you, Karen.
All right.
She did a big part of it. That's all I want to say. I enjoyed it.
So since we have you all together finally, so could each of you just say something, one at a time?
Let's start with Mr. Tarver.
Mr. Tarver, what do you call him? The real photographer?
I have a camera. He's a photographer.
She calls you the real photographer in the show.
No, I'm just really excited to be a part of such a great, collection of work. I haven't gotten around to everything, but I'm working on it. But it's just really amazing what I've seen so far. So I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you.
And thanks for
being
inviting
a
me.
part of it. And
Ron.
And David Stevens,
Yes.
Okay.
And next up is Farrellyn Dove. So the words.
I would just like to say thank you very much for this opportunity, and I feel very grateful to be a part of this show with such esteemed photographers. And thank you, Gary and Louis and everybody that worked so hard to make this possible. So just thank you so much.
Thank you for your contribution. And Fred,
Yeah.
say something.
Something.
The work speaks for itself. The work speaks for
I'm
itself.
thinking, I'm just a photographer. I love taking pictures. It's what I enjoy doing the most.
Thank you.
I take pictures.
Thank you. And Kai.
What they said. It's just a little bit of everything because, I'm everywhere, so I don't have any one specific type of pictures that I take. So.
I've seen Kai with the camera for the past 30 years.
30 years.
At every event there.
Every event. And the new baby.
Baby girl.
Baby girl.
I'm Glennis. This is my work here in the corner. I'm actually from New Jersey. I live in the Atlantic City area, so it's always great to be a part of Philadelphia's cultural activities. But my work is a combination of female figure and nature, two elements I really love to portray in my art. So.
Glennis was actually introduced to me as one of the youngsters by A.M. Weaver. A.M., do you have anything to say?
Oh, I'm not. I'm surprised.
By what?
Asked. I'm just happy to be here. Happy to see such an illustrious group of people assembled here for your exhibit, and it's great news.
She taught me everything I know. And Tony Nash. Tony Nash. Excuse me, I didn't hear what you said. Okay, Tony, words?
Words. Well, the funny thing is I've been taking pictures for years, and I've done a couple of exhibits, but I didn't usually make them public. I've been working more with 3D and things like that, other than when I was doing the show. But that's what started, I guess, taking pictures, but I'm more a person, I like to take things and things that I see happening, the world as I see it, which is what I called my other exhibit. But the funny thing is that made me come public is I was doing an exhibit down at the Gorse Building, and with all of these luminaries, with James Dupree and David Lawrence and Richard Watson and all the big boys, I call them, from the city, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to bring my little three-dimensional sculptures and things. I know what, nobody's showing any photography, so I will bring my photography, and everybody will go, oh, wow. So it worked out that way, and then I started going through my pictures, and I decided, I'm going to start using them, maybe even if I pull them out, get them all together, because, you know, time doesn't last forever, and put them together, and maybe even put a book. But I got excited seeing it, you know, all of these things I've been, my impressions of the world. And this one, of course, is, I had the opportunity when I was working at Fairmont Park. We did the 125th anniversary, and the engineer came by one day and asked if I wanted to go upstairs and see the top of the building. And I've always loved that building since I first moved to Philadelphia. And got the chance to climb up this huge scaffolding and get upstairs and inside with my little throwaway cameras. Everybody keeps saying, am I using Rolodex and this, and, you know, all these famous names and everything else. No, they're like 898 cameras from the drugstores. And I just find them wonderful because you can take it in, go get it. You don't have to go through the digital stuff. You don't have to sit and do everything. And sometimes they come out pretty well. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. It's fun to share.
And Karen Warren, which career is this, Karen?
Well, you know, actually, I've majored in radio, television, film, and have taken different roads in that. But I actually started photography when my first grandchild was born. So I just was taking pictures. And suddenly, it dawned on me that there were some photos that really were applicable beyond just family photos. And my grandson is here today, and he's featured in like 4 of these different films. And the youngest one was during the protests against the Daily News. And so I've had the opportunity to be in a lot of different places covering news or being part of news, to see a lot of different things, but also see the city. And I guess what I've focused on is things that are being erased, torn away from memory, like the Wanamaker School, when that was torn down, with icons from that community on it, some of the churches that have been destroyed, and just some of the temporary, I guess, hieroglyphics. Like, actually, my grandson took a picture of the top of where it says Frida Hood. Divine Lorraine Hotel. And that's gone now. Somebody painted over it. So I think that I'm trying to hold on to certain treasures that I consider important messages from another era, even though Louis doesn't always agree with me on that. But I see beauty. If we can go to Egypt and look at hieroglyphics, we can look at hieroglyphics in North Philadelphia.
On my back fence.
So that's how I
Yeah, so, and thank you all for being a part of this. And I want to introduce everyone to Shoshana Solomon. Say your name? Shoshana Solomon, who is the filmmaker whose screening is following immediately this reception. You know, but tell them a little bit about yourself and about your work.
Just briefly, because her friends are coming at 7.